Hello, everybody. My name is Annie Ruth. I am the author and the illustrator of this wonderful book called I Can Read. I Can Read is actually a poem that I adapted into a beautiful book with about 26 illustrations that are made with mixed media, acrylic paint, rice, beans, fabric. I love to do mixed media collage. So as I said, my name is Annie Ruth. I am the author and the illustrator of I Can Read. The author, as you know, is the person that writes the books. And then the illustrator is the person that makes the pictures. So make sure as you're reading those books to your children that you're emphasizing what the author does and what the illustrator does. Now we're going to do something very unique at the end of the book where I will allow you to think of some different words or different places. I emphasize repetition in the book, and so we're just going to dive right in. Okay, everybody? So the book is called I Can Read. I can read at school. I can read at home. I can read with friends. I can read alone. I can read at a library. I can read at the store. And at the store, just emphasize you can read labels, signs, all kind of things in that grocery store. Say, I can read outside. And then the opposite of outside is I can read indoors. I can read in a car. I can read in a plane. So hear how that tempo is going. I can read in a car. I can read in a plane. Say, I can read on the bus. Now, because the last word was plane, the something that rhymes with plane will probably be the next page. You've got it. I can read in a train. Say, I can read at church. I can read in the temple. Now, here's one where I want you to repeat it and just say it just like me. Say, I can read big words. You got it. I can read even simple. Say, I can read at night. Now, the opposite of night. Yes, exactly. I can read in the day. And something very special that's happening in the day. Dad and son are making something. It could be pancakes. It could be muffins. So they're reading at the day, and they're cooking. Say, I can read when I dance. All right. I can read when I play. And something very special about this one, I'm kind of telling my age. At the bottom, there is a little black, looks like a big black CD, but it's actually called a record album. They used to make those when I was a little girl. Say, I can read numbers. So you can read numbers on a clock or numbers when you're doing your math. Say, I can read a song. And this is one of my favorite pages too. Say, I can read a paper. So paper is short for newspaper. That's how we call it in my home. I can read a paper. And then here we go. I can read a poem. Let me hear you say poem. Yeah, you got it. Say, I can read in the winter. I can read in the spring. Now you got to say this next one just like me. Say, I can read lots of books. Say, I can read anything. And then point at yourself and say, I can read. So parents, this is very, like I said, very simple book that you can start the whole reading experience with your children, whether they're toddlers or whether they're even in preschool or even kindergarten. I Can Read is really great. Now I want you to build off of what you've learned with I Can Read. A lot of what I've been teaching is rhythm. So I've got this beautiful frame drum that I created to demonstrate what rhythm is sounding like. Say, I can read. I can read. I can read at night. I can read in the day. I can read. I can read. So you can make a song out of it, okay? So let's do that. Let's do it like I would do it with my grandchildren with lots of energy. And parents, I want you to move outside of your comfort zone and dive into what you're going to do with your children with the I Can Read remix. Y'all got that? Here we go. I can read, I can read, I can read. All right. Say, I can read at night. I can read in the day. I can read when I dance. I can read when I play. I can read, I can read, I can read. So what I'm doing is, also you can teach math. 1, 2, 1, 1, 2, 1, 1, 2, 1. Bump, bump. 1, 2, 1, 1, 2, 1, 1, 2, 1. Bump, bump. So whatever you do with your children, remember rhythm, the rhythm of the words and the sound of your voice, repetition. And I love to hear you all post what you've come up with. I can read. Until next time, put your hands in the air. I'm going to blow you a big kiss. Here it comes. Thanks for being with me. And remember, I can read.